Hi everyone, my name is Brady Watson. I'm the Echo Program Coordinator here at AHEC West, and today I'm excited to be presenting you all with this exciting opportunity through the Maryland Center of Excellence on Problem Gambling. Now, the center is pairing up with our Echo program to bring you all this exciting scholarship and prize opportunity. What we're going to be going over today is not limited to just our Echo students that are interested in pursuing a career in healthcare. This will be for any youth and young adult population, so you could be in high school or you could also be first couple years of college as well. So what we're going to be doing today is going over gambling prevention strategies for the youth and young adults. Now, we're going to start it off with a little bit of education. I'm going to give you my take on what problem gambling is, how we can prevent it, how to raise awareness, and educate others as well. To register for this exciting opportunity, the QR code's on the screen, whether you're seeing it on a phone or on a computer. You can scan this. Link will also be provided as well. Just make sure you fill out that Google form so we can keep track of everyone that is registered and so you can get your scholarship and also be in the drawing for the Apple prizes. And with that, this is one of the exciting incentives we are able to provide you all with. Now, for scholarships, that'll be for everyone that participates. You will get a scholarship of some amount, and we have 3 big door prizes as well. You can win a Mac laptop, an iPad, or AirPods, and these are all brand new. So really excited to offer you all this opportunity. You could win something and learn something and educate others as well. So first off, what is problem gambling? Problem gambling is defined as gambling that is disruptive or damaging to you or your family or interferes with your daily life. So essentially, like anything else in life, when something becomes a problem is when it starts to impact your daily duties or your loved ones or close family friends. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month. There's going to be a big social media campaign from the Maryland Center of Excellence on Problem Gambling centered around this, and our Echo program will be promoting some content and material as well. So traditional gambling, more and more I feel gambling is starting to creep into our daily lives. It's becoming more accepted. Many more states are taking in sports betting. Now the conversations are starting to change a little bit. Gambling is becoming more accepted. We see it on mainstream media sites like ESPN. It is on our phones. It is on ads. It is something you really can't avoid. It's a big money industry, but it does have a lot of consequences that can come with it as well. So some of the traditional gambling I came up with, again, you could have your own take as well, are you have your casino, card games, slot machines, sports betting, and there's also sports/trading cards. Now that seems to become more of a fad than it used to be, but you could also open up packs. You get the same stimulation of trying to grab that, illustrious card that everyone is trying to seek that could be worth some money. So even though it's not necessarily thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars you're spending on cards, which some people may, you're still searching for that card, and it's not guaranteed you'd get that specific item. So for traditional gambling methods, as I mentioned, there's a lot of things on that last slide that have been around for hundreds of years. Now with the increase in technology becoming more advanced, a lot of these things you can actually do on your phone. So again, we're not promoting to go do these things. We're just trying to raise awareness and educate others of how it has slowly slipped into our mainstream media and how it's becoming more of an accepted activity. So one of the examples, or a couple of the examples I came up with that were huge, that I've seen as well, are virtual pack openings or loot boxes. So what these packs are geared to do is they're supposed to be stimulating to the user. You'll see people online spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these pack openings. There's bright lights, similar to gambling. There's that risk of chance, similar to gambling. Now, a lot of these things are considered microtransactions, so it's an expense the user pays outside of the base game cost. Now, these are some things I've came across. I know there might be others as well. Can be considered problem gambling for the youth and young adults that there isn't necessarily an age restriction with. So this is also a little source from The Guardian. Video game loot boxes linked to problem gambling studies show. So again, kind of what I was saying and reaffirming that as well. So online sports betting, this is something I quickly mentioned. You now have the ability to place bets on your phone. You can bet on live games. You don't have to leave the comfort of your couch. And it's designed to be simple, convenient, and very easy to place. So as of February 2022, it is legal in 14 states. And again, not trying to promote any of these activities, just trying to raise awareness and educate others. All right, so what's the difference between the two? It's actually very minimal. Whether you're gambling traditionally, like I mentioned, or modern, whether it's on your phone or playing a video game, both can have severe consequences. More than likely, there is no guaranteed outcome. That's the big thing between the two of these. In most gambling activities, there is not a guaranteed outcome. So once you start and it becomes problematic, it is hard to stop. And for some gambling problem prevention tips, gamble for entertainment. Don't use it as a way to make money. Set a budget before you go to gamble and stick to it. So if you lose what you started with, don't go take more money out, or don't go put more money in. Or if you say you want to open a certain amount of packs, don't open more than what you allowed yourself to do. Big thing, never chase losses. That's a deep pitfall. Limit your time. So another one, don't mix drinking and gambling, and balance gambling with other recreational activities. So if the gambling is starting to take over, you can't get away from the game, you can't get away from the activity you're doing, take a walk, go outside, walk the dog, do something else that doesn't involve gambling to have that healthy balance. So here are some of my strategies to prevent gambling addictions in the youth and young adult population. So moderate your play. If you're sitting in front of a computer screen, or you're playing games for too long and you keep buying more packs, limit yourself to a certain amount of time limit per day. You can also set a spending limit. If you say, hey, I'm only going to spend $20 this week, don't spend more than $20. You definitely do not want to chase your losses. Take a break. As mentioned, go do something else. Go for a walk, go outside, find something else that interests you without having to spend money or participate in gambling activities. One of my big things that I like to tell even to my friends is understand that everyone does not win. There's a reason the casino lights and gaming industry does not go out of business. Not everyone can be a millionaire. Not everyone can win. Have that mindset and set your limits, that when you hit that limit, you're not going to take any more out. Or if you win, walk away with the win. You feel good about it. Just set your limits. Understand that not everybody can win. So continued, also a big thing, do not link your credit or debit cards to your accounts, whether this is a gaming platform or a gambling platform. Don't have your credit or debit cards linked. These sites want you to link your credit or debit cards. That way you can keep taking money out. And last thing I like to put out there too, for most gaming platforms, a new game comes out each year. Old content becomes irrelevant over time. Most of the time, 6 months from when you bought those packs or virtual pack openings, the content you've got isn't going to be relevant to the game in that time. And then another 6 months later, a new game comes out, and then that content is wasted, meaning that you're not going to probably ever use it again. It was great at the time, but that's more money and time you're spending for something that has no value to you a year later. So just keep that in mind as well. All right, now for my example of strategy implementation for reducing or raising awareness of problem gambling activities within the youth and young adult population. So whether this is in a high school or university, the main thing we want to do is just raise awareness and educate others, whether it's by, creating a flyer, a graphic, a poster. If you're creating a PowerPoint like I am here, the main thing we want to do is just educate others and just have that conversation, spark that idea that maybe spending, hundreds or however many dollars on a video game or constantly chasing a loss, isn't healthy behavior. For my examples, it was mainly just trying to raise awareness and educate others that even though you're not necessarily sitting down at a card table in front of a slot machine, it's still that similar act of gambling, and it can lead to gambling addictions. And the main thing we want to do is just raise awareness. You can also establish a support group of peers. That could be something that if you notice that gambling activities are starting to take over your school or university, just raising awareness and educating others and having that group of peers to support, that person that may or may not be going through, a troubling time. There is a lot of different things we can do. These are some of the ideas I had. Obviously, this is PowerPoint presentation is my strategy on implementation, but really looking forward to seeing what you all come up with as well. So now we want to hear from you. Strategies can be presented by PowerPoint, video, essay, poster / flyer. They don't have to be as long as this presentation. Obviously for this one, I just wanted to cover some of my takes on it, give you a little bit of an example of strategy I would do, which would be along these lines of a PowerPoint video, graphics, everything like that. But we do want to hear from you. So as mentioned, these are the ways that you can complete that. And the deadline to submit your project will be by March 31st, 2022. All right, so this is a pretty big one here as well. It's a public awareness policy. Please do not use gambling imagery in your prevention strategies, whether it may be cards or casino or anything like along those lines. You can also Google what gambling imagery is. do not use those in your presentations. We will have to either modify, edit, or take them totally out. And lastly, here's a support line for those that may need assistance. And again, just want to say thank you to our collaborating partner, the Maryland Center of Excellence on Problem Gambling. We're very excited to offer this opportunity to the youth and young adult population. So again, thank you all for watching. Really excited to see what you all come up with. Just make sure you fill out that Google Sheet form, and then from there, just submit your strategies. I will be in contact with you from that point. Thank you.